I know. Hello. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's first. Okay. Hello, my name is Michelle. I am the Toastmaster today. This is my first time, so I'm going to do my best. So, welcome. We're going to go ahead and start the meeting. So today, so my name is Michelle. Again, I'm sorry, I'm the Toastmaster. We have the Joke Master, who is Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim's the Joke Master. So, would you like to come up and tell our joke, or do I go through each of the categories?
I could. Can I ask you to ask all the other roles and come back to me?
Absolutely.
I mean, I got a joke off the top of my head if you don't have any.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead, Will.
All right, Will.
All right. I forget. Do I need to go up there for this, or I haven't been joke master in a long time.
We've been informal, but yes.
All right.
All right, well, thank you, Will, the Joke Master of the day.
All right. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. All right. The joke of the day is I recently bought a pet termite. His name's Clint. Clint eats wood. That is the joke of the day.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So our speaker today is going to be Robin. Then we have the table topic master as Robin as well. The evaluator for the.
So we didn't have a first speaker?
Let her explain what the table topics.
Robin, would you like to explain what the table topics master is?
So am I the only speaker?
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Clarifying. Okay, got it. Good to be informed. Okay, so table topics is where you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak impromptuly. I don't know if that is a word, but you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak impromptuly and practice the art of speaking on fly. And today the topics will be related to my speech. And who is my evaluator? Sorry.
Will.
I'll be your evaluator.
Will is the evaluator.
Okay, excellent.
What's it titled?
The title is Prosperity and Longevity.
And the general evaluator is Mr. Kim.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests out there in Zoom land. The role of the general evaluator is to evaluate the overall meeting. I will be called up later, and then when I come up, I also evaluate the whole meeting, the evaluator, as well as call out the roles. And the roles I will call out for reports will be general evaluator and timer. And with that, I'll turn it back to you.
And the timer, we have Karina.
Madam Toastmaster. Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speaker, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time that they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. So at 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise, sorry, did I say that wrong? Yellow card? At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
And then we have the grammarian, Catherine.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. The Agrarian brings the word of the day. The word of the day is. I was trying to get it to say it, it's not accurate. Shindig. Shindig is a large dance party or other celebration. Example. Nothing says summer like a shindig with string lights and barbecue. I will also take note of good word usage, writing down my poor word usage. I'll take note of good word usage and words that detract or take away from your speaking. Thank you.
Okay, so.
Next in agenda.
The person that's going to evaluate the first speech.
Person evaluating the first speech.
So the person who. What? Go ahead.
So yeah, you call me up to introduce Robin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So. I was like,
It's all good.
Mr. Will, he's going to evaluate Miss Robin. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. All right, today I have the pleasure of introducing Robin Lee, who will be giving a speech entitled Prosperity and Longevity. So without further ado, I will be handing it up to Robin.
All right, thank you, Will. Welcome, Toastmasters and honored guests. How long would you want to live, assuming you're in vibrant health? I like to ask people this question, and a lot of times I don't actually get a response of how long they want to live. Instead, they give me, I don't want to suffer, I don't want to outlive my money, and I don't want to not have any friends. So we know what they don't want. And one of the things that I have been thinking about a lot lately is how to help people move into doing what you love as part of your way to earn your income. One of the reasons that got to be really imperative or more critical, I suppose you could say, I was in a 3-day training in which the woman who was giving the training, Shanda Sumter, was saying that AI is going to start taking over jobs so fast that you should start making and investing your money as soon as possible and as fast as possible, just in case on January 1st of 2026, your ability to make money disappeared entirely. And that was like a pretty big what? You know? And as she was doing across this 3-day event, and she kept hammering on how you got to start learning how to bring in the money fast, she said that her need for a virtual assistant almost disappeared with the ability that AI had to take care of and write follow-up emails and all kinds of stuff. And so I realized that this is actually it's not an imaginary thing that AI is going to take over more and more of the jobs. And so, but it can be, instead of being a challenge, it can be the inspiration for us to look at, what do I want to be doing anyway? And so one of my favorite statistics, I don't have the actual numbers, but one of my favorite bits of information to share with people is that more people die on Monday morning than any other time of the week. And animals don't know how to do that. Only people know how to do that. Or they might not recognize that they know how to do that. But we do that because you would hate your job more. You know, that's why people get in more accidents. They have more heart attacks. They are, you know, that time of going to work, they've had the weekend that they enjoyed themselves, and now they have to go back to the job that they hate. Now, during COVID, we had mass numbers of people either get laid off or, you know, it was an excuse for people to choose to do something else. And whether or not people have found that something else or not, one of the things that I'm seeing as a reason to encourage people to find doing what they love is because if people already knew they were not enjoying their job and maybe they'd want to do something else, if the wave of AI taking over jobs and everything from medicine to cashiers and, you know, robot waitresses, which I'm not looking forward to. We have the opportunity to turn on our creative aspect and decide what we want to make in life. And so that's something that I really care about, and I'm interested in helping people do that, but also even to teach your kids from a young age, what do they love doing and how can they develop skills to be able to earn money doing something that they love. And from, you know, from a longevity coach perspective, I hear a lot of people who say that young people don't care about longevity. I think that is not necessarily true. When you talk with your kids about what they want to be when they grow up, maybe the whole conversation could be different if what they're planning for and is different than what we planned for in our generation. Because scientists have said that the first person who will live to 150 has already been born. We can't prepare our young people for being one of those people to live to 150 when they're still get a job just so that they can make good money, even though they don't really enjoy it. And then they want to retire by the time they're 65 or 75. You know, there's a whole different way that we can plan out our life in order to be able to be more set for longevity and having our finances and money be able to take care of us as long as we want to be here. And so that's actually one of the things that I want to bring a resource to your attention. A woman named Penelope Jane Smith is going to be doing a 3-day event on Financial Freedom 101. And when I heard her talk the first time, I enjoyed how much fun she made it to learn about what to do with finances, that I have arranged for her to be one of the speakers that I interviewed during my It's Great to Be Alive celebration during the month of September. And so, but she's having an event that's coming up soon. And so I am going to give you the resource to her ebook. I'm dropping it in the chat now, and I will also, I'll also drop it in the text thread that our club has, so that anybody who's in person in the room will be able to have the link. And so one of the things that I can help you, like on the soul and dream level, get clear on what you want to be and do when you you know, when you grow up in your next phase of growing up. And the Marma that I'd like to show for what do you want, that definitely can help you do things in that respect. And Penelope can help you understand finances in a way that I definitely have never known how to do. I'm going to do her 3-day event at some point. And so I'd like to, actually, I'm going to go ahead and switch to table topics now at what's my time right now, just so I know how far I've gone.
7 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay. Excellent. So who would like to do a table topic? Okay, Kim.
The hand.
All right, Kim, you have 2 young children, and I'd like to know how you talk with them about money and finances and what they might like to do when they grow up.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Masters, fellow Toastmasters. That is a great question. It actually occurred to me that I have not yet spoken to them at a children level about what money and spending money and budget means. So that is a good reminder because they are out of age. My oldest is 12 and my youngest is 9. What is really cool is that your question prompted it it aligned with what my daughter and my son had actually mentioned to me yesterday, because they started singing a song about savings and giving and donating. And one of the things that was interesting to me is that they actually taught this in class already at the school. They teach them about how to do budget. So I took that as, well, maybe I don't need to do it, but that is a good reminder for me to actually take it upon myself to teach them what it means to start saving for not college, maybe some college, for things they want to buy, and what it means to make good use of money, and also as well as what they save and how much to give away if they want to donate. And that is something that question will prompt me to take back and actually think about this week, Robin, where I can actually talk to them more one-on-one. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster. I'm Table Topic Master.
All right, thank you, Kim. That was a great response. And it reminded me that Shanda, when, in the middle of this 3-day event, she was telling us about her son, who is 10, and she would not give him money for whatever he wants. He now makes $100 in a couple of hours by selling juice boxes at the the country club workout place and different stuff. He figured out he can't sell them for $10, but he can sell them for $6. And so the kids in this country club community, they're not walking around with their heads in their cell phones. They're taught, like, at a young age, how to be entrepreneurial. And that's something that I think your average person, it's like she didn't know before she moved to this neighborhood that anybody would even do that, And so it is a different way that we can train our children that they can get whatever they want at a very early age. And so who would like to go next? Yes, Michelle.
Hello, Madam Table Topics Master.
Yes, I know that your children are in an older range, and I would like to know from you, how does your family address money issues? Is it an open conversation? Is it something that, oh, you're not supposed to talk about money? Like, how does your family handle money conversations?
Thank you for that question. The way that I've decided to handle money questions is take away the stigma that I grew up with about adults not talking about money with their children. And that has really allowed me to open up and be honest and transparent about the conversations of, look, we ain't got it. I wish you did, but we don't, because our kids play sports. My oldest son, he played football. He played football in school and on private leagues. And so we had to do extra things just to pay those registrations. So we had conversations with our kids like, I wish we could do it here, but we can't do it here. But let's work where we can save money here, do some other jobs. And that really did put us into the position where we can then explore different ways that we can make money. And one of the things that we do is yard sales. My kids love selling their old stuff to get more money so they can buy the things that they want in place of it. We look at opportunities where we can volunteer instead of having to spend actual money. We can volunteer our time and services and then save that money for other things that you may need. It allowed us to be more creative on the barter, what we can do. Money is just paper that goes from hand to hand, but what can we do to serve the community in lieu of it? So thank you for that question. And I'll pass it to you.
Awesome, Michelle. Thank you. That was a great response. Okay, who's next?
I would
Buffy, you want to try one?
do one, but I need somebody to time me.
I can do it.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it.
Karina. Let's see.
I don't have kids.
I was thinking about having like, do you have a big dream that money would be helpful for?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about your big dream and how a lot of money would help you accomplish that.
Okay. So my big dream is to one day just travel and not worry so much about the cost of traveling. One of the things that I have learned just from talking to different people is like everybody has a different background and experience. So even learning from different cultures, it's nice to get a sense of like what else is out there. And you definitely learn how different cultures live and what their practices are. So if I had absolutely like all the money in the world, I think that's one of the things that I would definitely do. That's my dream. Just to travel around and get to know how each culture is and just bring that back and try to implement it in my personal life. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. I love that, Karina. And it is, I know when I first got to travel, it was a big wake up, how different other people are than in the United States and how much we take for granted in the United States. When I was 14, I got to be in France, Paris, France on Bastille Day. And I was so embarrassed that we did not even know who the French president was. It's like everybody who knows who the US president is. And here we are in Paris on Bastille Day, and we didn't know who the French president was. And I started to understand how US centric we are. And it was quite a learning experience. All right, who's next?
I can go.
All right, Will. I think we'll give you a question about, since you have a young family, what are your strategies or ideas on how to create financial stability and or concerns in this current crazy economy and world that we live in?
That's a good question. So for the basics, I make a point in investing about 10% of my income in my 401k through work. Just as a basic one. As well as I should do more than I do right now. I currently keep about 3 months of all expenses and savings, just especially in this economy. I'm not too worried about it, but you never know. So you should be able to live off what you have for at least a couple of months. And then I have a little bit of gold. That's not much. That's something I've considered buying. I really believe in kind of diversifying your investments, just to kind of hedge your bets against what's coming. So I also invest in nursing homes. Especially if you look at the demographics of the country, there is a significant portion of the population that will be entering the age where they're retiring and needing extra help. So I invest in companies that focus on that. Primarily real estate investment trusts that own specific nursing homes that way. Because I don't know how to do it. I did work in elder care, financial for a little bit, but I'm not looking to really get back into it, so I let the experts handle it. And I see the red card about to happen, so I will turn it back over to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
All right, excellent. That's very interesting. I had never thought about investing in elder care facilities, but I know they are popping up everywhere. I personally like to invest in helping them to avoid being in those places. That's all right. Let's see. Kathy, you want to do one? We've got another couple
Unless
minutes.
yes, unless they do one. Yes, Madam Table.
Kathy, as a real estate agent and business owner, how do you pair what you do in your business with what you do for creating financial stability and financial freedom for yourself and your family?
Ooh, good question. Love that question. With real estate, it makes it very simple for me. I was raised with knowing about home ownership. I experienced it firsthand with my father owning his first home, then investing in other rentals and taking me along. I was able to see that coming up. The transition from being a military officer, a college student, all those different transitions led me to this exposure to the world to where I could see everyone didn't have that same experience. And I could see, even with my husband, he was not raised that way. He lived in apartments his entire life. His first experience was with me, with home ownership. I also get to experience it with other people, and I love how that brings financial freedom and wealth, because I do believe that real estate ownership and owning property, investing in real estate is the number one key to empowering wealth and growing your wealth. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. This was a fabulous table topic session to go along with my talk. And I hope you all got some ideas and benefit, and that you will look at what you want to do for your money, health, and prosperity, so that you can live as long as you want in the way that you want, without finances being the limiting factor. And with that, I will turn it back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you, Robin, for that amazing speech. I actually never thought about the data you presented about on the weekends being involved in your own shindig and then not wanting to go to work on Monday. Now that put that into a huge perspective. So thank you for sharing that. Now I want to introduce and bring up Will as the evaluator for this lovely speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Robin, great job. I will be using the good, better, best format for your evaluation. Starting with good, you were very well prepared. I mean, clearly you presented a lot of information and you were able to go for it, not really ever seem like you were stumbling. And a great transition into the table topics. I know you gave us the benefit of talking about money, like you said, a lot. And sometimes it's stigmatized in households. So just being open about it, even among people we know, is good, and probably good for us outside of even public speaking. All right, on to better. Not really criticism. I would almost, because we hear you talk about these things a lot, maybe a speech on what a vibrant life looks like. Because you're always talking about a vibrant life and vibrant health. and you kind of dance around the benefits, but maybe a speech one day about what a good, healthy, vibrant life looks like. Especially because you're always working on it and you're working on building it on other people. I'm sure it'd be good for us to kind of hear about it from you and kind of have an idea of how we should live our lives. And then finally, you also, not bad, but I noticed when you started using filler words, it kind of compounded and it would kind of catch you off guard for a second. It wasn't very bad and you never lost your flow, but it does pop up. You do tend to cluster your filler words. So that's something to keep in mind. And then finally, Bess, I do have to say this was probably your most confident speech I think I've seen you give. You're always giving speeches, so, and you're never not confident, but you just felt more in command of the topic and your speech in general this time. So with that, great job. I will hand it back over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Next up, we will have the general evaluator. Kim.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Excuse me. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests again. I think that we have a pretty cool shindig today with a small group. All we need is more musical instruments. Maybe not. I'll start from the top. Our meeting started a little bit late. I think that's obviously due to some technical issues that we had, and I felt that me personally didn't quite get everything done because I offered to come and help, at least on the technical side, getting things done for that. At the same time, there were some roles that needed to be filled and changed around, which I don't know how we could work better. I think we had some communication through text, and maybe that got confusing. And so Robin, for example, needed to know who her evaluation was, and that got switched around, and I didn't share too much. For the positive though, Michelle, first time, I think you did really well. There is a little bit logical, obviously as the first time figuring that out. So I hope actually that you do it again soon but your transition, beautiful. All the feeling word, the stories that you pick up, I think as you lead the meeting and you're able to transition from different person to different person, I think it's been really helpful and bring the meetings together. On evaluating a little bit about Robin's speech. Robin, I really love that your content, which has always to me thought is about longevity, living healthy lifestyle and longevity, how you transition that and you shared us how that being financial freedom. I thought that was really cool because that has always been there, but it didn't really click until you actually meant it in your speech. A little bit about Will, your values as you come up. I noticed something that you've done that you could work on is you start talking before you even got to the lectern. Make sure you come full circle, face the audience a little bit. That way you're engaging us so that you're not communicating as you're walking out. One that can work on, I would add, in your evaluation is something that you could work on. I like the fact that you follow the good, better method. It felt that when you got to the better method of sharing that, you went immediately to critiquing, and that is so I missed that part. I missed the part where you were telling Robin what you like better about her speech. So you went to critiquing, which is odd, and then you finished with Bess. So I missed that one. There's my overall, we had everybody participating in table topic, which I thought was really cool. And I hope that we get to actually hear something from our guests there in Zoom. How they're waving. And with that, I will actually turn it over to our reports. And the first report I'll call up is our tabletop, timer. Karina.
Alrighty, so as timer, I will be going over everybody's time, whether it be the speeches, the table topics, and the overall evaluations. So for Kim, for table topic, you were at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And Michelle, for table topic, you were at 1 minute and 29 seconds. Will, for table topic, you were at 1 minute and 55. Myself, for table topic, I was at 43 seconds, almost at 1 minute. Kathy, for table topic, you were at 1 minute and 8 seconds. Robin, overall, including your speech with the table topics, you were at 21 minutes and 4 seconds. For Will, as evaluator, you were at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. And Kim, for general evaluator, you were at 3 minutes and 30. Very good. Thank you. Give it back to you. Professor or evaluator?
Thank you, Karina, for that report. Wow, I had not realized I went over. That seemed like short on my end. I did want to add a few things as you were saying, that I missed to report on. I did enjoy, Karina, you actually came up here and did a table topic. I actually personally haven't seen you done a table topic up here, which I was glad to see. And as well, what I've noticed about Will, you have come up here multiple times, and your willingness to come up here, and I can see your confidence growing as you're speaking, whether it's table topic or even giving evaluation, which is really amazing. So kudos to you both for doing that. Next, I'd like to call up on Kathy for her grammarian report.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters, honored guests. Reports are as follows: good word usage, Robin, vibrant, health, impromptu, first person to live to 150 is already born. Words that detract, well, more good word usage, inspiration, I think I said this, vibrant, health. Words that detract, 10 times, like, twice, and 20, 30, 37 times. So 15, 9 once. We had several double word usage, the, train, ta, is, the, this, they. Michelle, good word usage, finance, I can't read my writing. Finance, creative, explore, volunteer. I believe that was you, Michelle. Words that untransparent. You had one word of the day, 2 1 so, 4 ands. Actually, 2 so's. I separated them. And I can't remember if Kim used the word barter or you used the word barter. One of you did. I have a line. You did? Okay, barter. Kim, good word usage, willingness. I can't read my writing. You said another word and I can't see it. Started with a C, sorry. You had one word of the day. I love how you said musical instruments when you put in the word of the day, how you flowered that. Logical, engaging, transitions, meaningful, longevity, financial freedom. And words that detract, you had several repeater words, maybe about 7 of them, of which was UI, what, this is, several. And then you use word done table topics instead of did table topics. Other words, and 5 times, so twice. 1 clean. Karina, good word usage, travel, different cultures, implement. Words that detract, 4 times and twice, so once. Will, good word usage, more, well, I don't know who said this. More confident, I think you used that in relation to Robin. Cluster filler, I never heard that. I heard the other cluster. Okay, cluster filler, nursing homes, elder care, financial, vibrant life, Investing Diversity REIT Real Estate Investment Trust. Clearly, very well prepared. I like how you said that. Words that detract, kind of, 9 times, so 5, 4, and 3. I had one word of the day, several ands, ers, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, for a well-rounded, well-executed, and well elaborated grammarian report. It is so detailed. If you wanted to spend all your meetings focus on doing a detailed grammarian report, it's really very good on your mind.
It is.
You're always thinking about things. You're like, did someone do that word of the day? Maybe I did. Or maybe you got too many things. You're like, okay, right over here.
Right.
Thank you again. With that, I think we are coming to the end of our meeting. So at this point, I will turn it over to our substitute and president for the final closing. That would be Robin, who's our VP of Education.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Yes, so I guess I get to practice my role that I'll be doing as the president, right? Closing the meeting. And so, Buffy, this is your opportunity. If you want to say a few words about how you like the meeting and what what you find valuable. I happen to know how you found out about our meeting. And so, and so would you like to say a few words?
Oh, I'm going to be a minister, so of course I'll say a few words. Thank you. This has been a pleasure. I enjoyed being in the space a couple weeks ago and noticed that my calendar doesn't open up for a couple more weeks for Thursdays, but I intend to attend as often as I can. I like how this meeting works. I like the ways that each of you and the participants are called to be so observant and focused on the minutia. I mean, this is like the little bitty stuff of what it takes to communicate clearly with each other. And I'm excited about my dipping my toes in here in the future. There, I wanted to say and I'm becoming more aware of all those placeholders that how do I think without using those words? That's a good question. So I am complete with my observations. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys either in person or on Zoom. Thank you. And thank you, Robin, for being patient with me.
It goes both ways, definitely. So the one thing that I wanted to bring up, what was it that I was going to bring up? Oh, we have an officers meeting that this evening at 8 p.m. and our incoming officers are invited as well as our outgoing officers. And then we need to discuss when we're actually gonna all be able to be there in person for doing the switch towards the end of June or the beginning of July. But we can probably go ahead and close the meeting, and then we can discuss that after we turn off the recording if there's no other things that we need to do before the meeting closes. So with that, I will do my gavel thing and say, call this meeting adjourned.